My other nickname at school was Snack Bar. Did you have a nickname?
Puff.
Clever.
Yeah, really original. If I could give my teenage self any advice, it would be just like bone everyone, like get all the STIs, just get it done. Because I didn't really start until I was like 20.
My idea of flirting came from Victorian literature. So the first person I ever flirted with
Was your mum?
Yeah, it was very Victorian. I would tell my teenage self to learn how to play an instrument.
To impress people, to induce more boning.
Yes. What kind of playground games did you play? I'm quite good at clapping games.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't remember the rhymes.
Because I remember the girls would have like the complicated ones, and then I think the boys did get jealous, but so then they would try and make up their own just to like look like they were also.
But now they've got like handshakes.
But all the boys would do is that.
Okay, well let's try this. So we're gonna do.
We just have to go full speed.
Bam, bam. Good. Joe and is it? Joe and E. Joe and Eshaan sitting in a pub, drinking pints and eating grub. We did it!
Oh, I don't know if we did.
What kind of school did you go to?
I went to the most state school possible. Like bits of it were under the ring road. We burned down our own sports hall.
Like arson or?
As a sport. It was a real mix in that, like, I would say probably the population was probably about 60 or 70% Muslim kids, but all the problems were in the
Muslim kids.
No, not at all. The problems were in the poor black and white kids.
Right, yeah.
For instance, I never had any like homophobic bullying from all of my mates who were Muslim kids. It was always coming from the white kids.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have expected that.
Really?
Yeah, because I grew up in a Muslim family, and my extended family members were always, well, I mean, they were homophobic. Yeah. See, my school was completely different. So I went to a private school. We had 2 black guys, a few more Asian guys, and everyone else was kind of new money, Essex white people. We had one guy called Jean-Luc, whose dad was like a hedge fund manager. He dropped Jean-Luc off in a helicopter.
No.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, it's a fucking helicopter.
How does it stay in the sky?
This is unbelievable.
Kids in my school thought I was posh because I was dropped off in a car by my dad. They thought I was posh because I had a dad.
Yeah. You knew who your dad was.
Yeah.
Would you send your kids to private school?
Like, is Hogwarts an option? Or
Right.
Is Hogwarts a state school? Because I always imagined that maybe there was like a state equivalent where like the broomsticks were all made of like that shit foam. You know, like you'd get cricket bats that were made out of foam.
Yes,
in PE.
100%.
Instead of owls, you had like a pigeon.
A really maimed pigeon as well. I must have been about 14, maybe 15. We were playing cricket. At one point, like I was kind of crouching down. The bell went, and then I couldn't get up again. And I had this excruciating pain in my testicles. And the pain was getting progressively worse. Then they called the ambulance, got to the hospital. I'd somehow got myself a testicular torsion.
What does that mean?
It's where my sperm duct kind of wraps around itself into a knot.
Wow.
Right?
That's like a magic trick.
It was like a magic trick, but it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced, right? Got to the hospital, the doctor came in and he said, right, if this doesn't unravel within the next 45 minutes, we're chopping his bollock off. So I was there kind of fondling to try and massage this knot loose. But also it was the first time I'd given myself that kind of friction around my penis. Right? So what happened is the nurse comes in, like I'm fondling my ball, but also I've got an erection for the first time. So the nurse is like, oh, someone's happy. And I'm like, no, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. And the way she said it made me laugh, and somehow that laughter unraveled the knot. Right? So my mum went from despair going, oh, my son's going to have one bollock and I'm not going to have any grandchildren, to he's got an erection, that's fine.
Was your mum in the room this whole time?
Yeah, I was just sitting there. Obviously, the next day, all the kids are like, Eshaan, what happened? I was like, oh, I just had a really painful erection.
What, you were trying to like make it more bravado?
Yeah,
like, mate, I had an erection
mate,
that was so big.
It was so big.
I nearly lost a ball. It was so big, I'm sterile.